my daddy named Charlie.
And we're here to try to build a computer for video editing. This will be our first time building it, so it's just a beginner's build and just bought off recommendations from friends. So just bear with us. I've never built one before. Watched like 3 YouTube videos, asked some questions, and that's all I have for experience. So we'll roughly go through the parts, some of the parts that I have for this build. We have a case, LIANLI. I don't know how to pronounce it, so forgive me. Lancool 2. We got the black one. Our processor we have is, say, Ryzen 9.
Ryzen 9.
3900X.
3900.
So it's a 12 core, 24 thread processor. And our next one, our motherboard is the MSI MPG X57 570 Gaming Edge Wi-Fi. So this is what we'll be using. What do we have here?
I don't know.
Say graphics card.
Graphics card.
We have a graphics card. Asus GeForce RTX 3070. We were looking at the 3080, but from the recommendation, they said this one will work fine just as well for video editing. As you guys know, this is just a little bit past Black Friday, Thanksgiving, and going into the holidays, Christmas. Graphic cards at this point in time is hard to find, so we're lucky to get the hands on one of these. The next one I would like to talk about is our power source. Our power source is going to be, say, SEASONIC. SEASONIC Focus GX 750 watts. It should work. 10-year warranty, so hopefully a guy like me who is a rookie at this build can use the warranty. We also have SD cards. The first one is the Samsung 970 EVO 1 terabyte. We're going to use this for all of our OS and programs to be saved on. The next one we have here is the Samsung 970 EVO Plus 500 GB gigabytes. We're going to use that for our rendering and editing. And then we have, say, a Seagate hard drive, 2 terabytes. We're going to save all of our finished stuff into this hard drive here, all our finish and just photos and images and stuff like that. We're going to save it to here. Our RAM is G.Skill. Read it off here. It's 64 gigabytes. G.Skill rip jaws. So that's what we're using. 2 by 32 gigabytes, I believe. So that's what we're using here. And last, the monitor we have is the Lenovo LED backlit. It's for the 4K because a lot of stuff we're going to be recording is we're going to try to record is in 4K. So with that, I'm going to set all this aside, open the motherboard, and start with the build. So we have here is our tools.
Yeah, we do.
So we have here is our tools. I have a screwdriver and box cutter. What do you have?
And what's this?
Baby screwdriver.
I have a baby screwdriver.
And she's gonna help Daddy out. Hopefully, we don't break anything. If we do, we do. So I'm gonna start by, let me put the processor back here, and we're gonna start with the motherboard. You excited to open the motherboard?
Yeah.
Okay, she's in her superhero incredible outfit, so hopefully she can use her superpowers to help her daddy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we're excited. Oh, look at it.
Yeah.
Look at this, is static.
Yeah.
The plastic. Okay.
We're gonna use it with our tools.
Yeah, these are cores. This is probably the drivers and utility, but we'll probably just go off the internet to download the drivers. Look at this. Let's look at the board.
Yeah.
Look at that. You guys see that? Looks so cool.
It looks like a blankie.
It looks like a blankie.
Yeah. It has 3 drivers.
Yeah. So let me see how to open this. Look at this. How do you open it?
I don't know. I can open it. I have strong powers.
Yes. Okay.
Look at it,
It
Daddy.
slides out of it. Okay, slide out of this box. I'm gonna use the back end of it to set it up. Okay, excuse me, my tatai. I'm gonna set this aside first, okay? And we're gonna refer to the manual a lot. That's what we're gonna refer to because we are rookies. We'll just set aside. We're gonna keep the manual here. Open it from this side.
When I open my toy, it has a zipper on. I can peel all the skin off, and then I can and I visit, and there's a bug in it, and I said, wow, this is so cute. The bug is so
Look at
cute.
it.
Oh, let me
Looks
see.
so awesome. We're gonna set this right here.
Oh, it's gonna.
Careful.
That is almost breaks.
Oh yeah, so Daddy might break it, so we have to be very careful.
You have to be very careful that
Yeah.
if it breaks, we don't have any more of this.
Yeah, we don't. So we're gonna start is on the CPU. Ready to open the CPU?
Yeah, I'm showing you.
Yeah.
It's like a TV. Can we wrap it with you?
Let me see. Let me figure out where to
I
take
don't.
off. Okay, right here.
Daddy,
Pull this, yeah.
I can't.
Gently, no, gently. Okay.
Oh,
Wow.
it looks so beautiful.
It looks so cool. Okay, let's see what else we have in here. Okay, I'm gonna put this
Cool.
processor right here. I'm gonna take out the cooling fan. Okay, it looks so cool.
Yeah, it looks like a cooling fan.
Wow.
Yeah, it's cooling fan.
Yeah, that's the cooling fan.
Yeah.
So it does have thermal paste on there,
Yeah.
which is good.
Are we almost done, Daddy?
No, we just started. So we're gonna install
We just wake
Ryzen
up.
9. No, Daddy's gonna install the Ryzen 9 on the motherboard.
Why?
Why? This is like the brains.
Yeah, it's like my brains.
Yeah, it's like the brain to the operations. You
Yeah,
need
it's
it.
like
Set
it's
this
like
aside.
my brains.
Okay, let me set this aside. So,
It's
take
so
a
much
look at
fun.
this. Yeah, it is so much fun. Look at that. So the triangle here, you see it? I'll close it
I
first.
can't
See, look at
the
that.
star.
So we have to, one side has the gold corner triangle on it, and so we have to line it up with this one. So that's where it lines up with.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And
So we've got to line up the corner with the golden triangle. I don't know if you can see it here. It has a triangle there to match it. Close the lever. Yay, it's in there.
yeah, I think it looks like a singing test.
so-
Like it looks like a town,
Yeah.
and there's a bus in it, and then there's a chair in it.
So let me see. So I guess we're just gonna go with this way. It's easier to lock it from this side. Or does it matter? Look at this side. Look at this way. I think this should be fine. So this is the way we're gonna go with it. Wish us luck. We don't want to put it too many times because there's thermal paste on there. Let's hook it up on that side. better now. Okay. That took a little finagling, but I needed to switch the lever all the way down. It's a little bit tougher than I needed to do it, but we got it down. So these obviously goes here. These are LEDs. Where do these LEDs go? I don't know. JRGB1. That's what we're looking for. This is the fan connector, and this other one is just a USB. I believe that's where it goes. Alright, we'll go with that for now. Next, either are SSDs, but here I'm gonna have to, let's put our memories in first. Figure out what slot of these it goes in. So one's a fixed side, the other is side I can press down, so let me give a cue. So it says enter in 2A and 2B, so let's look at this and figure out what. Tell the difference. Looks like it's showing this one and this one. I believe that's what it's showing. Right, let's open this up. Pop it out of here. Grab the first one. So they're slotted. I don't know if you can see. So I should be able to just. So it goes this way. Clicked in. Let's get the second one. I don't think it matters which one goes in. Try to make sure, yep, slots line up. Click. That snaps, and this goes our RAMs. Look at that. Let's put these away for now. All these cool little stickers that we'll put on our case later. Maybe, maybe not. We shall see. Alright, so we got our processor in. Got our fan cooler. We got our RAMs in. Let's start with the SSD. The 1 terabyte. Let's take a look at this. Wow. Look at that. Looks so awesome. From the looks of this, I might have to open here for my M2 slots. Looks right. One terabyte SSD installed on our slot 1. Install the second one. Should be hopefully a lot easier after we figure that one out. Second slot for the SSD. Slides right in. We need to get our screws. Samsung doesn't provide a screw, but luckily, fortunately, the motherboard MSI has the extra screws. Having a magnetic tip would really help, which I don't have here, so I would recommend having a magnetic tip. Oh no, what? I do have a magnetic tip. Now I've lost the screw. There it is. Get a magnetic tip. It would definitely help us helping out. Now that I know this is a magnetic tip, let me. It's not working as I want it to, though. There we go. Goes our 2 SSD installed. Putting this back, making sure. Okay. Make sure I don't lose these screws again. Awesome. Next, what are we gonna install next? So I think that's it for now for the motherboard. We're gonna get the case out and start installing the motherboard to the case. I believe that would be our next step. Move this all aside and need our manual. This is the case that we will house everything in. Front to it. They got tempered glass on both sides. Not sure on how to open this. If you have to unscrew it, looks like it just swings open from the front here, but I'm not sure how it swings open. If I swings open. It's pretty cool. Both sides just swings open. I believe these two sides just drops down, yep. The magnet. So it just dropped down, so it's pretty cool. This is one reason why I picked this case. Hopefully it's for easy installation, but shall see. So I'm not sure if we can take these tempered glass out. So you can. That's pretty cool. Take these off. Set these aside so I don't break them. It's pretty cool. It comes with one fan on the back, one fan on the top, and then you have a fan on the front. So with 3 fans. I'm not sure what this is yet, but I think it might be for my 3.5-inch drives, I think. I'm not sure. I believe these should be all the screws. So we're gonna look at the motherboard first. That's what we're gonna focus on, or maybe the power supply, but we'll see what this. All of these wires here, I'm not sure what they're all for, but we'll get into that. Okay, now we have to look at the setup here and how the motherboard goes in actually. So I'm gonna set the motherboard down and I'm gonna lay the case on its side, hopefully for better installation. So this side, show you guys on the case. See, there's opening here, so that's what I'm guessing that's how I'll have to install it. Turn it this way so you guys can see. Move this out of the way. There are some set screws in here, hex set screws. I don't know if you guys can see. They're set here. There's 9 of them. I believe they're set for this ATX motherboard. So it looks like they line up. Now I just got to get the screws. I would recommend again getting a magnetized screwdriver tip. It will be much easier. Okay, got the motherboard in there. The next part is going to be, I don't like this, but I don't know what else to do. Don't forget to plug in the fan on the CPU. Okay, let's plug back in. Next we're gonna plug in the HD, the hard drive. Let's open it. Also, there's instructions to the side. Take it out of the bag. Here it is, the Barracuda Commute hard drive. Set it down to the side. I believe it goes into one of these. Sure. How it sits in there, but I think that's how it sits. Nope. This has to sit this way. There we are. Good. All right. Should we do the power supply or the graphic cards? I think I want to save the graphic cards for last. I think I will enjoy doing that. Shall we open this? Some screws, some zip ties, looks like some Velcro strap. Set that aside here. Got some plugs. Power cord, we're gonna need that a little later, not now. Not sure what this adapter is. Power cords. This is, we'll figure out what we need later. I'm not sure what we need. Here is the power supply. Put that. Hybrid mode. I'm not sure what that means, but take a look at it later. So let's set this on here. I'm going to check just to make sure there's nothing else in this box. That's it. Put this to the side. Down here. I believe the power goes down here, and this is the back side of it. Don't know if I could just stick it in. There's no venting on the bottom, so we'll let's not try to break it. So it won't fit this way. Push this. Definitely not going to fit this way. See if we can do it from the other side. can fit it from this side. So beautiful. Guessing these are the screws for it. It's like 4 screws. Before I start screwing them in, let's see if I need to get some plugs. Yes, these plugs. Let's see if I can. Yeah, if I get carried away plugging it in, I need to figure out what cords I need, what plugs I need. Let's open these up. Honestly, I have no idea on what I'm doing here. These plugs, I have no idea what they go for, so I have to do a lot of reading. So we're gonna need the instructions. Here we go. User manual. This is the main supply cord. See how you can mess up. There's just gotta plug them as is, I believe. Supplies. So we're gonna start with the audio cord. Look, CJR1. I'm gonna plug it into that. So you gotta make sure. You see there's a pin missing there, socket. So we gotta match it up with what the plug is. And make sure secure. The next one we're going to plug in is power SW, reset SW, power LED, positive and negative. It's going to go into JFP1. So we'll plug those in. Consult your manual for plugging pattern. Next cord we're going to plug in is, I believe it's the USB cord. And there's two places you can plug in. If you look, plug it in here. You can plug it down here. Either one should work, I believe. We're gonna plug in ours up here. It's a little tricky due to the space I have, so gotta slowly finagle in it. Gotta be careful not to break any of the pins. It's a little bit harder due to space I have here. Maybe should have plugged it in. There we go. This one's a little bit harder to plug in. I'm going to use a screwdriver to help us a little bit. That should be fine. No, there's a little bit more gap, so I use a screwdriver to assist us. This should be fine. All right, started with our 24 pin. It's our main power supply to the motherboard, I believe. Next one I'm gonna plug is the CPU. It's a split. I don't know if you guys can see, but it's top corner here. It's power supply to our motherboard for our CPU. snaps. So that's it. We gotta install our graphic cards and then plug in the power source to it. But before we do that, I'm gonna plug in our hard drive. So if you see, there's a little notch on one side. I don't know if you can see here, but there's a notch, L shape here. So just gotta line that up. Push it in. So we're gonna use the L shaped side to plug it into the drive itself. And then we'll shove this through to the other side to be plugged into the motherboard. Use the other power cord, the power plug of the SATA drive to plug in. If you see, there's a extended, it looks like an L here. The socket receive has a notch here, so you just gotta line that up, plug it in. Let's just put it down here. Should be done with this side. Get this panel back on. We'll worry about cable management later. Just want to get this started up. Put the thumb screw back in. So we have the SATA cable here, wire here. These, I believe these are SATA ports. We're gonna plug ours into the first one here. Let me try to back this out. Make sure it snaps. There we go. Here's snap. Then we're gonna plug in the fans. So we have fan 1, 2, and 3, 4. So we have 3 fans in, so we have plenty of plugins. So I believe I'm just going to use fan 1, 2, and 4. So we have one fan on the top, one on the back, and we have one on the front that we'll be plugging in. So it's interesting. We have a 3-pin here, and the fan down here has 4 pins. Don't know if that's gonna work or not. So maybe we're gonna be only using 3 pins of the 4 pins. Let's try it out.
don't know if you guys can see this, but we're only using 3 of the 4 pin. My fan pin only shows 3 plugs, and there's 4 pins there, but we're just gonna plug in 3. Hope this is the correct way to do it, and hopefully it works. So we shall see.
So here we go. The last hardware to it is the graphic cards. Look at that. So it looks like I'm gonna need to remove 2. Feel safe sitting. Let's sit this down. Not sure how to remove this. I'm gonna move the one directly across from it. I'm gonna need to remove 2. So I think it's just unscrewing. Popping it out, yep.
So make sure cords are out the way. So snapped in. Put in the thumb screws. So the sockets here says A and F, so I don't think it really matters. You have two pin and then a 6 pin to plug in, so which is total 8 pins. So I believe this is the standard way of plugging the graphic cards in. Plug this in. So this is the standard way. This one one wire plugged into the power cord, the power supply, to plug into the graphic cards. I think the recommended is that you have 2 separate power supplies, cords coming from the power supply plugging into here. So we don't have a cord, extra cord, or just an individual cord with this plug in. So we're just gonna go with the standard. Everything's plugged in. Just gotta double check, and then once I double check, we'll fire it up. Don't forget to remove all the plastic in the motherboard and on your pieces. Pretty much got the graphic cards in, locked in. Everything's plugged in, locked. Plugged all the fans in, the 3 fans that came with the case. They're all plugged in. Power supply is plugged in. Hard drive plugged in. Memory cards are there. So this is pretty much the build. Got it all done, I believe. Grab the power cord. See this moment of truth. Sure. Big power. Go. Everything seems to be spinning. Fans are all on. Seems like they're just turning on. The front is on. So, the only other thing we have to do is install Windows and all the rest of the drivers.
Dad, are we almost done, Daddy?
Hi all, it's been a few days since I've completed the build, and I just want to give you guys a recap on just my the reason why I chose to build a computer and just some of my thoughts and experiences during the build itself. So wife asked me to spend a little bit more time with the family, and family is important, so she had a legitimate point she was making there. So as I spend more time with the family, I started filming, and as I filmed, I started editing some of the clips. And what I found is with using one of our laptops here is that the upload time took a little bit longer. The playback was lagging, and it just wasn't feasible with all of the lag there to really do cuts on their editing. And then just the rendering time, the time it took to just complete the project. So it wasn't feasible to continue to use the laptop, so I decided to either buy a pre-built computer for video editing or take the route of building my own PC. So after a little bit of research, I decided to build my own PC. I believe I'll get more bang for my buck. The part list was super intimidating to begin with, because I didn't know what I needed. I didn't know each component or what I needed with the components to build a computer. And so thanks to a few friends, I want to thank Moua, Yeng, Nicky, Samsua, and especially Chue, Feng for getting a part list together for me, and then not only that, taking the time to walk me through uploading the operating system and the software and just the drivers for the build itself. So with the part list, once I understood what each component in the computer function was, the part list got a little bit easier to
decide what I wanted to buy. The next part of the build was just what should I start with. With a little bit of research, I decided to go with a motherboard. Start with the motherboard, build it outside of the case, and then eventually put it in there. For me, it worked out well because it gave me all the space in the room to put the components in. So that, you know, taking that route was, I think for me, was a good route. It made a lot of things easier for me. The next part of the build that was pretty challenging was the wiring. Didn't know what each wiring were and what they needed to go. So after taking a little time with consulting with the manual and do a little bit of research, finally figured it out. I believe if I've done any incorrect wiring in my build, please feel free to contact me so I can make that correction. The other part of it was during the build, buying all the components. I was debating on just either having the store that I bought all the components to build it or build it myself. The store was charging roughly $200, $150 for the build and $50 for uploading the software and the drivers into the PC. So with $200, I figured I would try to save $200 and more importantly learn. And so I'm glad that I took the route of building the PC because I learned a lot, and moving forward now I probably would in the future when I buy a computer I'll probably start building it. It's easier than it looks if you just take your time and just slowly walk through it. So I would highly recommend anyone who is thinking about building a computer, building themselves to go for it. I think you will enjoy it at the end, and it's something that you built, so you can take pride in that. Last but not least, I want to thank my wife for just allowing me to do this build. We have 3 little ones, and if you listen to the build and the recording, you'll probably hear them in the background running or just yelling. So they're a handful. You guys got to meet Anastasia during the first build, so just want to give a special thanks to my wife Amy for allowing me this time and just taking care of our kids. So with that, super happy that and I'm super satisfied with the build that I have, and it's working really well. There's no lagging. No, I haven't rendered yet, so we'll see there, but just super excited. And I want to thank everyone for watching, and just, you know, I just wanted to share with everyone. So thank you.